Good evening, curling fans, and welcome to the Everest Canadian Curling Championships. We are live from the Ottawa Hunt Club in Ottawa, Ontario. Tonight we have a battle of 1 and 2 teams looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. We have Team Saskatchewan taking on Team Newfoundland and Labrador. I'm your host, Peter Stesky, and I am very proud to be joined tonight, not by Randy, but by the 3-time Canadian champion, 11-time Grand Slam champion, the Olympian Emma Miskew from Ottawa, Ontario. Emma, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, Pete. How are you?
I'm just happy to not be here with Randy. I'm happy you could join me. I mean, Randy and I are friends, but I mean, the game passed him by a long time ago. I've been carrying him for days, so it's nice to have somebody that I can actually learn from in the booth.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and hopefully I do teach you something.
I think you will. I mean, I don't think that'll be too hard. Tonight we got a battle of 2 teams. They've had identical paths here. They're both 1 win, 2 losses. Both of them have beat Team Nunavut. It's Voot. And they both lost to Manitoba and Alberta. Manitoba and Alberta have sort of been the class of this pool so far. I'll introduce the teams before we get started. Curling out of the Moose Jaw Ford Curling Center, leads Sherry Logan. Second, Melisha Johnstone. Third, Candice Newkirk. And their skip, Elaine Robinson. And then we're going to have a 3-lady team tonight. Unfortunately, Leslie Ann Walsh, who normally curls for Team Newfoundland Labrador, is hurt. She has a leg injury, so she's going to coach tonight. And throwing the first 3 rocks will be Noelle Thomas-Kennel. Next 3 rocks, Andrea Hefferman, and their skip stones, Jennifer Taylor. Going to ask, have you ever played? You played a ton of national championships in your life, stretching back to junior. Have you ever played with 3 in a national championship?
Not in a national championship. I think we've only played with 3 a couple of times. It's not easy to do. So
no, it's not. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but the reason for playing with 3 was somebody on your team hung over. No, there was one game where I think it was at the Shorty Jenkins, like a while ago, 4 or 5 years ago, where Rachel had a school engagement that she had to do, and she was just going to be 1 game late. So we started the event playing with 3, and we thought, no problem. That was after the Broomgate situation. So we thought all the equipment was equal, didn't matter which direction you swept, and we were wrong. You found out pretty quick that was not the case.
Yeah, we ended up winning the game, but it was a battle.
Well, we're underway here. Saskatchewan with the hammer. I'm going to mess this up a bunch of times probably with the whole 3 rock situation, so I'm going to apologize to everyone in advance.
It's like they're trying to go top 4 here.
Yeah, they dragged that one in there.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
They're going to have a couple of tired sweepers tonight for sure. Looks like an open start here for Saskatchewan. They're going to have Sherry Logan throw the out-turn hit. So, Emma, what do you have going on in your world? You're looking to qualify now for the Olympic trials. That's behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Not your best week. We don't even have to talk about it because, I mean, you've already won the event. So, like, it would be unfair for you to win it twice in a row. So it was nice for you to let someone else have a chance. What's your season like? You have the slams left, obviously, but what's your situation for the provincial right now?
Yeah, we have to play in a provincial qualifier in a couple weekends, which will be in Guelph, and then hopefully if we can get one of the provincial spots there, we'll be heading to provincials early January.
Where are those going to be played?
In Toronto. Thornhill Curling Club, I believe, is the club that they're being held at, so it would be great to go back there. Just
to be clear, so you're the 6th ranked team in the world and you still have to qualify for the provincials?
Yes, they changed some of the rules because they weren't sure what kind of season COVID was going to bring.
Yeah, blame COVID.
Yeah, I feel like it's the thing right now. But
yeah, I think that's happening quite a bit. Well, hopefully, because you are, and all, like it's been years, you're the class of Ontario for sure. Earn your way into that province and be a good chance for you to, actually you did it before. You lost I believe it was the semifinals of the 2013 trials.
Yeah.
And if you check that trophy out, I believe you are the 2013 Scotties champions. So maybe that will repeat itself this year.
Well, got to start with in a couple weekends.
Yes, you got to qualify first. Got to qualify first, but yeah.
All right.
What do we have happening so far? Fairly open end here. Open hit now coming down for Team Newfoundland Labrador. Short-handed tonight with 3 players. I think my teammates probably felt like this a lot if I was playing third, because if I was sweeping, it's similar to having just one sweeper for the most part.
I remember my dad always said if we played with 3 when we were kids that you have to sweep less, but then you feel more tired because you're sweeping harder because you're
By
the only
yourself,
one.
yeah. Like you can't do that fake it thing, you know? Like we've noticed that intern spot there, they just had an open miss. It doesn't curl nearly as much as the teams are anticipating. So opportunity here for Team Saskatchewan, Alicia, Johnstone to split the rings. Get a feel for draw weight. I'm trying to prop up the team bios here because it's basically the most fun I have all week. That's not happening.
I'm going to try to hit the draw that just went into the wing.
Yeah, they know the other spot for sure. They just threw it, but probably a better opportunity here for them to hit and roll across, maybe set up. Not this shot, maybe even next shot, but try to get the rocks grouped together for a double. This one's going to have to curl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even a nose hit's pretty good.
This one could be Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's very close to going out of bounds, and it did. Emma, you're a very good golfer. I've golfed with you. In golf there, it's 3 off the tee. 1 stroke penalty plus, isn't it? Beauty in curling, you just get to kick it off. But
obviously it falls there too.
Yeah, that's a spot. Like sometimes on the board side of the curling club, it's a little bit straighter.
It can run straighter.
Yeah, so sometimes you even see it fall, and that might be what happened there.
Yeah, we've watched the last couple of games. The wider you get, it does. It's like the wall's a magnet. So unfortunate start there, but you have an opportunity here. It looks like to make a double.
Yeah, they're grouping their rocks together here. So even if they don't make the double, but they hit and stay, they'll probably have something on the next one.
So this is Andrea Hefferman. This is her second time playing in this Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. One thing I'll say is this is my first time being here. Obviously, if I was a little better, I could play at this level, but I'd have to work on my game a bit. But Everest involvement has been incredible. Mark and his team, Randy, Furby, the curlers are just raving about it, the way they've been treated. Expenses being covered, the hospitality. It's been a great event. Ottawa Hunt Club, I don't know if you get a chance to play her very much, being from Ottawa, but they've been great hosts.
Yeah, it's a great curling club. I get to practice here. They always bring us in. Bill makes great ice for us.
Is this where you throw your rocks a lot?
Sometimes, not all the time.
Here
but
in Ottawa?
Yeah, it's just a nice to get into a different club sometimes, and the ice is always amazing here. And yeah, like you said, Everest has been such a great partner of curling and doing great things for curling. So thank you to them for growing our sport.
Yeah, they're really involved at the grassroots level, and then also the seniors, where we'll be in Sault Ste. Marie next week for the Canadian Men's and Ladies Senior Championship, which I'm actually eligible for now, which is hard to believe because I probably look in my early 30s still, I would say. But
yeah, late 20s probably.
Thank you, Emma. Emma's here all week. Ferb, you're fired, bro. Randy is fired. Very nicely placed stone there for Saskatchewan. Ooh, She's thinking of playing the freeze here. No, we've got to play that double. Got to play the double.
Yeah, if the rock's in the rings, I think the double's the right call. The draw there is not easy.
And without the hammer. And Andrew is very close to making the double on her first, so. A lot of lefties I've found, Emma. Have you ever played with a lefty as a teammate?
Not as a teammate. Obviously played against a lot of
Yeah, Val
lefties.
Sweeting would be a big one for sure. Unable to get enough curl, so really nice chance here now for Saskatchewan to open up this end with a 3-ball.
Yeah, a few rocks left. They still have another chance to make this double because they're still putting the rock right in front of the other one.
Would you maybe switch the spot here? Where would you go with this one?
This isn't a bad spot, but you also could go closer to center so that all the rocks are pretty far apart from each other and it makes a harder double, but you have to leave it kind of even with the other one, otherwise they'll have a double anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, if you were able to just plant one down, walk it down the ice, you'd probably put it close to the center line for separation, correct?
Yeah. Or do what they're doing and have max separation. Just try to minimize the double opportunities.
Now, we said no draw on the first one. Would you be tempted to draw here due to that pocket?
I mean,
it's you're facing 3, it's first end, you do not have the hammer.
Yeah, I think we would probably try to double those two off. They are close together, so a double is there. And the freeze is definitely there if you had to make it. I just think where those two rocks are so close together, playing the double might be.
You guys saw it hard enough to make the double between you and Rachel? You've been working on your weight?
I'm trying to do some squats to up our weight.
Squats, some lunges. Now, Rachel, we're talking mixed doubles. You're not going to play in the trials. Your partner is Ryan Fry. You're not going to play the trials, but Rachel will be there with John Morris.
Yeah, and they're really good. They've had a lot of experience playing together over the last many years, so
yeah,
they should have a good chance.
I've opened the odds. You're sponsored by GoalBet, and I have said that they are the odds-on favorite to win.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and don't get me wrong, there's so many great teams, but I do think that if I had to put $1 down on somebody to win, it'd be John and Rachel for sure. Both of them will have a chip on their shoulder. This is a tough one here. I'm going to slide a hair deep. Going to stop for shot rock, though.
Yeah, the weight was great. Just a little bit. I hung a little bit out for line. So had that curled a little bit more, it would have been pretty good freeze. Now the objective here, obviously, to make that red rock go away, but where you roll is also important because if you roll a little bit towards center, it would be a pretty big wall.
Yes.
And then the freeze anywhere in there would be hard to remove.
So you're probably you're hitting this, you're going to try to hit maybe 3/4 and just sit dead, frozen in front of your other yellow.
Yeah.
Doesn't make the target any bigger than the previous, but there'll still be a pretty good chance if they choose to take it on for Newfoundland Labrador to make the freeze.
For sure.
Sweepers aren't going near this one yet.
Trying to make it curl here.
They actually did exactly what you wanted them to do by the looks of it.
You can get most of them there.
Oh, same call.
So we need a lot tighter ice. Where was I here? I mean, the only thing is that where it landed, you get all 3, right?
Pretty interesting finish to that
That's just as good.
ladies final on the weekend.
And all 3, at least.
Shot by Jen, and I mean, she is one of my best friends, but
Normal here.
that's honestly probably the easiest shot I've ever seen her miss. But then to regroup and play the extra end they played in the final, and Tracy had a makeable shot, very tough given the circumstances, everything like that. And but wow, edge of the seat.
Yeah, I can't imagine how that would have been feeling those last couple ends. When we won, we were up 2 coming home and just didn't give up the 2, so it felt a little different than the hoping someone.
Were you 2 up with or 2 up without?
We were 2 up without, but it was 4 rock roll, so it was a little bit different. And Chelsea had a tough double to tie, but it wasn't an easy double with where all the rocks were. So we were ready to go an extra. She made it, but the nerves would have been way higher playing that extra end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was one of my most nervous moments was watching you win the Scotties in St. Catharines that year.
Yes.
So she switched the call here, decided to go to the hit instead of the freeze, able to kill 2, which is great, but spun off with, I don't know if you're familiar with the term, but the gear effect. And open hit for 3 now for Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Skip Elaine Robson. This is Elaine's second time here.
Yeah, she just had a hit in this pretty much same area, so she should know what it's going to do.
See, most of the misses this week, and it would be the opposite of what would happen with the way your team plays, but a lot of them have been over curled due to either a lack of handle or just not taking enough ice. One thing your team does, you throw a very positive stone up and down the ice, and it helps take some of the guesswork out.
Yeah, and the ice that we play on a lot of the time curls a lot. So if we were to have less rotation or be softer when we release it, it would have a tendency of curling more than we think. Yeah. So it's just a way of managing that, the break point of the rock.
Well, that is a hit and roll out, but nevertheless a successful first end for Team Saskatchewan. They put 2 on the board. They lead Team Newfoundland and Labrador 2-0. After 1, we're going to start hitting some of these bios soon. I'm going to ask Emma some of the questions that we have teed up as well. Not sure if you know, have you ever watched the movie Legally Blonde 2? Because that was one of our curlers' favorite movies last night. I mean, I've never seen it myself. Apparently, he just hated the first one, but he thought the sequel was amazing.
Personally, I preferred the first one. But
you like the first one better? Good for you. Lead stone here for Saskatchewan, Sherry Logan. This is Sherry's second time playing in the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. So you play at the Ottawa a little bit. That is, in my opinion, favorite 3 curling clubs in the country are the Ottawa Curling Club, and the ladies here are from the Fort William in Thunder Bay, and then the Port Arthur in Thunder Bay. Just amazing, like a real curling club, old school feel. It's not country club type style. It is there. You go on your buying your beers, you're sitting down after the game. Have you ever played up in, you won a slam in Thunder Bay, I believe.
Yeah, we weren't at the curling club though, so I've actually never been
I was
to
in
that
the
curling
arena.
club.
Yeah. Do you eat Chinese food? Because if you do, you wanted to visit the curling club. Actually, the best Chinese restaurant in the city, both of them at the curling club's true store. It's like if you come to the Ottawa Hunt Club, from what I understand, Golden Palace egg rolls are a huge thing here in Ottawa.
Yes, they are.
And they serve them here because one of the members here owns the Golden Palace restaurant. So they'll
that's awesome.
actually had that for dinner, although Randy ate most of them.
I've eaten a fair amount of meals here. My dad's a curling member, so we've come for dinner, but I've never had the egg rolls, so I'll have to get those next time.
Yeah, you got to try that out. Open end here. Newfoundland and Labrador could have chose to throw the corner. Decided to play a little more open. Gonna have a hit and roll to the wing, probably out. I think it's time to throw the corner guard up, AM.
Yeah, I think so.
Again, for those just tuning in, Jennifer Taylor is calling the game tonight and throwing the skip rocks. Leslie Ann Walsh would normally call the game, I believe, and she has a leg injury, so they're down to 3 players. They're going old school here, drawing the open side, hoping for the flash.
Yeah, light's always an option too. You don't want to be heavy if your skip calls your draw into the wing there, but if they were light as their tolerance, that would be okay too. They'd be able to use it later.
15-9. 15-9. Go, 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 go.
You've been named a couple times as the favorite curler this week on our little questionnaire for the players. Randy's still at 0, tied with myself. I'll say one thing, the Newfoundland Labrador girls, they are very supportive of their own province. 2 of them love Mark Nichols, 1 loves Goose Shoe, but a little vote for Don McEwen in there, which is nice. 0-2 Ginger. Open hit here for Alicia Johnstone, her second time here. This is one of these ends where we have to earn our money. If they're just going to trade open hits, we're going to have to talk about some stuff.
Oh. That one stuck around.
Yeah, so an open hit here for Newfoundland Labrador. Noelle Thomas Kennel. This is her first time in this event, but she's a 3-time 5th player at the Scotties. 2-time junior rep and won the 2002 silver medal at the juniors.
Oh, awesome.
Little before your time, Em, and a little past mine. Just able
Right
to chip that one out. We're almost the same age if you don't count the 20-year difference, right? We'd be similar.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Juniors is where it all starts, so.
Well, for you, it was like Bantams. Didn't you guys win like 4 Bantam titles?
Yes.
Give or take?
Yeah, we had a successful Bantam career.
5, 6.
It was very different, though, to win the juniors, the provincial junior championship for Ontario, because you got to go to a national championship, whereas in Bantams, you just were the provincial champion, and then that was the end.
Yeah, you kicked everyone's butt. You went home and watched, well, it was before Netflix, so you're probably...
putting in a VHS.
Yeah, yeah, not beta, VHS. Trading open hits here still. You played with Rachel how long? What was your first year you two played together?
We were 11 years old, so it's been over 20 years now. Yeah.
I like how you didn't say specifically the amount of time there. Keep people guessing. I like that.
I think it's easy to find.
Yeah, there's a little thing called Google, Wikipedia. You're going to be able to carve this. Just chip this yellow one out. Lose the shooter. Very open end here. Candice Newkirk, also a 3-time rep for Saskatchewan in this championship. Just going to have her try to find some draw weight, draw the 4-foot here.
Yeah, it's always nice when you're the team that sticks around and you get to play the draws when the other team's rolling out, because you might need to know your draw weight later in the game.
We got to give a shout out to the ladies, all of them. Favorite team, the Bridgeport Islanders. So Candace, who placed 3rd and just threw this draw down here. Her son is a forward who was drafted by the New York Islanders, and he plays for the Bridgeport Islanders in the AHL. I'm going to try to be his agent. I mean, I think those guys make good cash. I should, peel 10% off of that. It's the main thing I did. Like, one thing I learned fast is I wasn't going to make a lot of money curling, so I switched to the talking about curling. It's much easier.
Yeah.
Play to your strengths, right?
Definitely you should play to your strengths.
Yeah.
It's a good motto in life.
Andrea Hefferman, 2-time rep here for Newfoundland.
That's nice.
Oh, nice hit and stay.
Doing the reverse curl there with the sweeping, the hit and stay. Candace not wasting any time there. She's in the hack fast. This is a straighter spot here, though. They're going to try to make it curl the proper way.
Just a hit and roll out there. Like you said, a straighter spot.
This situation, though, if you're Saskatchewan, you don't care. Like, you scored your 2 in the first. If the other team wants to trade hits and not create any offense, you're fine.
Yeah, as soon as you're that 2-point lead, I mean, in the 5-rock roll, it definitely changed things, but it was definitely up to the other team to play more offensively, try to get 2 back or at least score.
So like you mentioned, nice chance here again to get some draw weight. She's yelling T. I'm going to take the over on that. We can do some side bets. I'm taking the over on T.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I'm going to take the under. I think it might be a little heavy.
It's going to stick around, though, like in the building. I don't know about in the rings. Oh, biter.
That works.
So job done there by Andrea. Elaine's going to go down and hit this thing. This whole team represented Saskatchewan in the 2018 Club Curling Championship, so everyone's here for at least their second time. Candace, this is actually her third time.
Well, it's awesome.
Huge game for them tonight. Like, both have 2 losses. You're playing a 6-game round robin. I would say your max is 3. You're going to have to hope for some kind of tiebreaker, draw-offs type situation.
It's always nice, being 1 and 2, just to go to even. That's a nice
Steven,
feeling.
yeah. That was always my goal.
Yeah.
Win half my games.
Yeah. That's why you got into commentary.
Exactly. That gets you into commentary real quick.
Nice hit and stay there. She was able to learn from the last rock that was thrown that spot that it was straight, and then she tightened up her ice. So it's a good skip to be able to see that.
Yeah, Randy, I'll give him this. One thing I will say is the game's passed him by. Like, let's be honest, right? But he's very good at reading the ice, though. Doesn't know what to do, but he does know how to read the ice when we're here. And I hope they're doing this. They're supposed to be live streaming this into the lounge upstairs where Randy is currently sitting, not working. So, hi, Randy. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Open hit here for Jennifer Taylor, her third time here.
She definitely wants to stick around, but at least hit it so that...
Hit it would be a bonus.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. It's hard to stick if you don't make contact.
Swept the whole way. Oh, just over curled.
Just had to hit that a hair thicker.
So now Saskatchewan can put a little bit of pressure on by going the top of the house. And
Where would you put this? If you could just get to place this rock, where would you put it?
if you place it perfectly, you would probably try to be just biting the 8-foot on center line so that you can't nose hit it and be shot rock over that back yellow.
Yes. Yeah, that way you're really trying to make her draw against 2, or an even harder shot would be to try to hit and roll off of it. Like, in that situation, I think everyone should draw.
Yes.
I think typically in these situations, you see this rock slide a little bit too far because they're afraid to leave it short. The sweeper, it's a hard shot for the sweepers. They're trying to drop it into about a sort of 18-inch, 12-inch spot, right?
Exactly. And short of the rings is a blank instead of a force. So you want to be in, but only just shot at the top 8.
Stop sweeping.
Oh, it's perfect.
That is so good. So good. Full points for Elaine. And now there's, you can tell, that slides too far, open hit, easy. They now have a decision to make.
Yeah, they can play the same hit on that back rock, and if they just roll in a little bit from there, it looks like they would be shot. But if they over curl again, then it would be a steal.
I think you have to, like, they're probably going to hit. I think you have to draw here.
Yeah, it's definitely a skip comfort thing. It's if they feel like they know their draw weight would probably be a pretty big factor. So maybe she thought because she just threw it that she'd just take a little bit more ice and then she could nose it.
Yeah. She definitely over curled on the first, so hopefully Jennifer can make the adjustment here. This is her out turn. Being a lefty. I think she gone.
Looks like it's curling early. Sweeping the whole way.
Oh, it's going to be close. What do you think on the overhead? It looks yellow, but the overhead, just for full disclosure, it's a little foggy.
Yeah,
A little foggy.
It's also not a perfect circle.
I think it might be red. I'm betting red.
Well, it's very close. My rule is always if I go back twice, you just call for
measure,
the measure.
Yeah, just measure, yeah. That was an early call on that guy saying she gone. I'll tell you that. He was wrong.
Who said that?
I don't know. I think there's some outside interference.
Yeah.
I'm going red. Going red.
Yeah, from back here it looks like red. I always find it's tough to tell unless you're looking right over the rock.
But it's funny. Again, we have an overhead that's just it's not the feed we have, but it is the local curling club overhead camera, and it's yellow by miles in that, but I'm still going to go red. I'm going against the camera. Leslie Ann, who do you think it is? Leslie Ann's going, I like it. She can't play tonight. She's injured. She's supporting the team. She's going red. Some of these measurements scare me a little bit when the officials do them. I've seen some stuff go down.
I much prefer to do the measuring myself, but...
See, I've never measured a rock in my life because the odds are if you're the one measuring, you're the only one that can burn it. So I always make the other team measure because then they're the only one who can mess up, right?
It's a good way of doing it.
It is.
For some reason, I can't. I like
You
to
want
have the
that
control.
eh?
I like to just...
The old A-type personality coming out now. Here we go. Who is it going to be?
Looked like yellow.
Wow. Turns out the overhead camera is better than my eyesight.
So just over curled. It was so close, measurable.
Unfortunate. It was a good throw. I really liked it out of her hand, but just barely over curled. So a 3-0 lead after 2. Newfoundland Labrador will have the hammer, playing short-handed tonight. Big game. They'd love to win this one to increase their chances of advancing to the playoffs. I'm going to do some updates on the scores. Men's game, Nova Scotia 2, Northwest Territories 1. Ladies game, PI, who we saw earlier today, and they played amazing. They're up 2-0 right now on Northern Ontario in the ladies. Men's game, Newfoundland leading BC 1-0. Nunavut in the ladies out to a 1-0 lead after 2 against Manitoba. And the Manitoba men, who look very strong, I think they probably beat Team McEwen half the time. They're up 3-0 versus New Brunswick.
Ooh. A little tumble, but I don't think she burnt it.
And you know what? A guy who's fallen a lot on the ice, one thing I can say, is it really a fall if you don't burn the rock? Because I've been there.
Yeah, it depends how much your knees hurt from the fall.
Well, there's that, and there's the shame. But, yeah, no harm, no foul. That rock's right in the top 8. They don't mind where it is. Like the call here, they're going to get aggressive. Try the corner guard here for Noel.
So they're sweeping this hard, trying to get it there.
Last time I played on tour, I did actually fall on the ice. Brent Lang was throwing a double. I was sweeping with Wayne Madaw and I actually fell before the hog line. And I just looked like a lobster crawling around on the ice. Fairly embarrassing. Langer made the shot.
There's no graceful way to fall.
There's not, but I almost tackled the stone. Like it was, you know, at that moment in time, I knew I had to find my way to the booth, find a way to talk about the game. If you can no longer stay up on your feet, you're probably not meant to be out on the ice anymore. What do you think, Hiram? They're going around this guard or just a tight, short center? I'm caught in between here on this one.
It looks like they're going around it. Their first rock was in a good spot, so another good option would be just to throw a tight guard on their yellow that's top 8 and put some pressure on. The downside of going around the corner is if it's deep, which it borderline is, it just leaves something to freeze on.
Yeah, it's in front of the tee, like you say, but you know, it slid far enough that they can definitely freeze tap, and be shot rock. I think with this ice, again, like this is less ice than Sasky just took, so could be a tap back for sure. Like if this is draw weight, they might have to work on it for line.
Oh, it's way up. Got a curl. Curl hard. Curl.
Some random guy wearing Randy Furby's jacket right now trying to crash the booth.
Hard for a piece.
Oh, just missed it.
Yeah, what do you hit that one thicker, Em?
A little bit. Sometimes that happens when you're trying to throw just through the house weight, just to tap it through. If you're heavy at all, it really runs straight. So it kind of takes the break point out of it. And that looks like it was at least board weight. So it was just a bit heavy. It looks like
the
a pretty
line
good
was
throw.
good, actually.
Yeah.
The line was very good. Just again, yeah. We've noticed that all week, actually, and that again speaks to, and you play on the very good ice everywhere you play, but Bill Duck and his ice committee here, if you do just up that weight, the extra 10, 12 feet, it will run a little straighter.
Yeah, sure does.
We're only at 2.
I'm going to have to stop making eye contact. That one, you could see her rubbing something in front of the hog. I think that might have grabbed.
Yeah.
She was just trying to cap a guard there, Militia, and I think it actually, shortly after she let it go, there was a little bit of debris.
So leaving the same shot here.
I think I heard board weight mentioned, but she said, was it close to board? So maybe she threw board unintentionally.
Looks like this one is a tighter line.
Lots of handle though, Emma.
That'll hold it straighter.
And more weight, if anything, I would say. Good shot, able to kill shot rock, but unable to stay. The one thing I would notice, sorry to interrupt you, but like, do you think, and that shot, you probably want to throw quite a bit less weight, make sure you stick around in the house, right? Like make the other team make a shot, make them follow you.
Mm-hmm. They didn't get by the guard by that much. It just looked like the weight that they chose made it almost impossible to stick around.
Yeah, that was a good throw.
Yeah. So just throwing more like hack weight, it's easier to stick around. It's actually hard to roll out with hack weight. Usually either the rock you're trying to hit out or your shooter, one might roll out, but you usually don't lose both.
No. They're working hard on this one, trying to squeeze by the guard, but I don't think they're going to. Could get a nice little break here. If it's hard enough, they might guard, but not quite.
Well, they got a somewhat center guard out of it.
I fell for it for the first time. That one, I'd say the weight was very close, just over curled. Open shot here now for Andrea. I think this is her third stone of 3 again for those just joining us. Newfoundland and Labrador playing with 3 players tonight. No easy task, especially given the sweeping where you can manipulate the rock a little bit with the carve and straight. This one needs to be carved.
Tough when sweeping on your slider and swinging around. It's not an easy thing to do. So
very close, actually. If she had
nice
someone
weight.
else, that was beautiful weight. Yeah, great call. Like that was maybe hack weight. Had to curl another inch or 2.
Yeah, real close.
I think it was only her second shot, but like I said, I'm going to mess that up a few times.
I think
tonight.
that was her first one.
Might have even been that. It's possible. This good opportunity here for Saskatchewan to try to bury. I think they're going to nose though.
Yeah, nose is a good result there. That rock's so high now that if Newfoundland makes a hit and roll under, the draw is still available to come and bury under everything.
Do you like to
Yeah,
stand here?
if you're Newfoundland right now, if you do play the hit, you're not hoping to hit behind the center. You want to roll all the way behind your corner, right? You might as well. Makes a run back virtually unavailable, or if you do, you got to run your own one off and open up the middle.
Yeah, I think so. Any hit and roll under is good. It's not easy to make a hit and roll, so anywhere under there, I think they'd be happy with it.
Whoa.
I like the quiet weight she's throwing here, trying to make this thing. Trying to go with the carve from the wrong side.
Just on the nose. Short sweeping that a little
Again,
early.
like, I love her weight she's throwing on that. I don't know if they just maybe have to tighten the ice a hair, but that's 2 hack waders in a row that just haven't quite come up enough.
Yeah, if you hit us like the nose hit over and over again, once that pebble's broken down, it can actually straighten out a little bit. And so it can it's a little confusing, but if you get anywhere outside that line, you get a little bit more curl, but if you're on that line, it goes straighter and straighter for a few rocks in a row. So it's hard to believe how much you'd have to tighten up the ice in order to make that shot.
I like to draw.
I love that spot that Candace's rock just ended up there. It's barely biting the rings, but that is a beauty. I think you can tap that up, you can run it back, whatever. This is a very aggressive call, Emma. They've decided to go way out wide, play what is a lefty's out turn around the works, but they're leaving a very dangerous stone, just a biter there.
Close to tee.
Yeah, it's not always easy to go around the guard wide like this. You sometimes don't know if it's going to be a little bit slower because it's pebble, fresh pebble. You haven't really thrown or broken down those spots yet. Looks like her weight is fairly close though.
Yeah,
just
her
a little
weight
bit.
is perfect. Just didn't get the break she was looking for. I like that they brought it back behind the tee though, because now I think Saskatchewan's forced to hit it, and they're, even if they roll buried, they're way buried behind the tee. So you still have a chance to make the draw on your next one. You leave that high in the rings and not as good.
Yes.
Would you even try to go buried here? Or would you just nose it?
I think if you're going to roll, you would want to roll all the way to center line, just so it's not being used as a rock to freeze onto for the next shot.
Exactly, yeah. She's not taking a ton of ice here, and it's a lefty out turn. Hurt her out of her hand, just a hair wide, she thought. They're trying to carve it. I think they're going to get enough of it, chip it out, but they're going to lose the shooter.
That's the way to miss that. You don't want to miss on the inside and hit the guard, because you actually, if you hit the guard, you might actually tap the red one into the other red guard into the rings. So that may be shot 2 instead of just the 1.
So lesson for those at home, do not promote the other team's rocks into the rings.
Yes.
See, you could have coached me.
helpful.
You could have coached me throughout the early 2000s. Had I known that, I could still be playing. Thought it was a nice thing to do for the other team, you know? They're not taking a ton of ice here. Try to play this come around, maybe 3 feet, 2.5 feet.
Yeah, the last one ran pretty straight, but it was her out turn versus this is an in turn. And sometimes that can make the line react a little bit differently, just the way that we throw out turns versus in turns.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot. Randy obviously played with Scott Pfeiffer, who carried Randy to 4 of his Canadian championships, which was not easy to do. And yeah, they felt they had a real advantage with Scott's in-turn because a right-handed player would have to chase with the out. This is excellent line if they can just squeak it by. I like it a lot.
It's looking like
I'd actually stop sweeping it now.
Great shot, Jen.
That is a beauty.
a really nice shot.
Great shot by Jennifer. They lie 1 and...
Really nice.
What do you think
Totally
of this? I like this aggressive call. You could try to follow it down, but the odds you get shot rock are fairly slim. Do you like this little tap back they might play here?
I think so. And like you said, that rock is in a really good spot. It's a control rock, like we call it. So a really tight to the rings or in the rings rock of your color. And there's a lot of great spots that this rock can be tapped to sit shot. And if you're not shot, but you move that rock up a bit, at least it makes the shot for 2 a bit harder.
Yeah, and I mean, again, if you're close with the weight at all, your shooter is going to act as my university roommates called it, a blocker. They didn't necessarily know the term guard. They honestly thought quite often the team should be throwing blockers. I will say
It's
this looks like a ton of ice. If she's playing the tap, she might be drawing around it, like based on this ice.
Yeah, based off the ice, I would agree with you.
I think I would be more apt to play the tap here. I think you have more options, like you just mentioned. You could tap it right onto the red, straight back, even angle tap it to the 4. You don't have to be shot. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I do think this is ice to play the come around.
I think a lot of time it's hard to realize how much less ice you need for a tap versus a come around.
Yeah.
So they might have thought that they had close ice for it, but it looks like they're just calling the straight draw.
Straight draw, sneaked by the guard by about 18 inches, but they're getting some late finish here.
Looks like they're sitting shot.
That's a very nice shot. And again, I think if they make the tap as well as she threw that draw, it's lost. Like it's, but nevertheless, just a very nice shot by Elaine, putting a lot of pressure on Jennifer here now. One of these shots, it's probably edge on edge, but one you're afraid to get tight, so sometimes you throw a little heavy, a little wide, but we'll see how she handles this. She just made a beauty draw on her first. Yeah,
she definitely doesn't have a ton of room on the inside. She can get to nose, but I think that would be it. But she does have some room to roll high side.
I like sort of, I don't know, anywhere past the back line to hack here. Enough to kill it if I only hit, say, a third, but my shooter's going to stick around.
Mm-hmm. Another option is you could just play a draw tap where you just make sure you have the weight and you take
use
a
your
little
sweepers at the end.
Yeah, and just tap it.
In her case, one sweeper.
Yeah, one's her sweeper.
She's got that lefty in working for her. I think this is going to have to curl, though. I'd be working this hard.
Yeah, it looks like nice weight if that'll make it break a little bit earlier.
Just have to chip it at least to get the one. She did. So that's okay, all things considered. That was a tough shot. She is now on the board, so it is Team Saskatchewan leading Team Newfoundland Labrador 3-1 after 3.
I think we'll probably see some guards go up now.
My team, I'll say one thing, like my team got to throw a lot of double corners because we were losing a lot. So that was sort of our strength. We were known actually as Team DC for double corner. Turns out it wasn't a compliment. But
That was perfect, yeah. All right. You can take it in a bit. Okay.
high fives going on. You guys high five a lot? What do you do? Fist bumpers?
Yeah, sometimes, or just say nice shot sometimes.
Again, I got a lot of nice tries.
Yeah.
Nice try.
At least supportive.
Very supportive. Thanks, Heath. New Brunswick on the board playing Manitoba. This Manitoba men's team looks very strong. They're up 3-1 with the hammer. Playing 4. Manitoba ladies up 2-1 versus Nunavut. Fourth end. Need people to get out of the way so I can see. PI ladies up 2-1 on Northern Ontario. They have the hammer. PI does, playing 4. BC men taking on the Newfoundland men. 1-1 tie in that one. What do you like here, Em? You're up 2 with the hammer. There's a center guard, a nice place center. Options, obviously, you could draw open, you could throw a corner, or you can draw around this guard. They were originally indicating the corner. I think the team talked her into drawing in behind this.
Yeah, the corner is a great option too, but they are up 2 with hammer, so they actually don't need any more points in order win at this point. They have the lead.
I
So
can do the math. I like that.
yeah, so they're just, if you put the corner up, you're kind of saying you're going for it. By them coming around, they're trying to get in there first and make it really hard for Newfoundland to get set up for a steal.
I like drawing around here as well. I don't think you don't need to get too aggressive, too many rocks in play with that 2-point lead. Fourth end, we've noticed, again, you play at the highest level there is in the world. There's a lot of that odd end, even end. You want to score here, this end and blank that end. At this level, I've talked to a lot of the teams, and some of them say, yeah, some of that comes into play. But at the end of the day, if they get a chance to score, they're going to score.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's a pretty good rock there, top 12 that was placed, and they would have wanted that a little bit deeper, but given the ice isn't swooping like crazy at the end, it's not acting as another guard right now, so it's a good spot.
This looks like a beauty if they can keep dragging it. Line is wicked. I would now stop.
Well, it turns out it is another guard. Really nice shot.
Excellent shot there out of Noel.
Great sweep.
This is an interesting call here, and I've actually talked to some of the guys I play with at the club from time to time, and they've called for the back four. And I think it automatically places in the thrower's mind, I need to be there. And quite often now you'll see an overthrow where I like to just call the freeze here. And then if you have the line, you can sweep it for the tap. But as soon as they're throwing the tap out of their hand, I would say 80% of the time they throw this too hard and they end up not having the proper line. Doesn't appear to be the case here because this should finish at the end enough to at least clip the rock.
It is running straight, though, like you said.
Still, actually, yeah, you know what? That makes me look like the great commentator that I am, obviously. I mean,
yeah, that was at least back 12 weight if it hadn't hit that rock. So that's just a little more than they were looking for. And like you said, you have in your head that you're trying to move a rock. So
yeah,
you don't throw draw weight, you throw a little bit more than that. And when you do that, it runs very much straighter. So that's always hard as a thrower to get your head around that. Just so you throw draw weight, and if the line's good, the sweepers will make it a tap.
Yeah, they can do the job for you. Noel now with a good opportunity. She just planted one on the button. They're going to switch turns here, which I find interesting because she just made it with the out turn.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're guarding.
Hard line.
Well, whether they know it or not, they are, because this one is curling a bit. I actually want it to stop once it gets over the line, and that'll work for sure.
Yeah.
Good scrub there. Again, they only have one sweeper. That is not easy in today's game for sure.
It's more the
Unless
judging.
it's Ryan Harden, like that helps, or Ben.
Well, I think even in those situations, the person who's closest is sweeping really hard, and the other sweeper that's there is helping you judge the rock. It's hard to fully commit to sweeping as hard as you can, and then also knowing that you're judging it right when you're head down. So I think that's the biggest part that's missing. That definitely just picked.
Wow, that is a very bad break.
Yeah.
That was a really nice throw. They were just jumping on it, but by the time they had already picked and gone. So now a real opportunity to put some pressure on here for Newfoundland Labrador. Already lying one on the button. Speaking of sweeping, Ben Hebert, probably one of the better sweepers in the world, but let's say sweeping didn't count. Does Ben even get the curl? Because like he's one turn and he can't throw hits. Like, is he that useful? No, you can tell. The curlers need to hear the truth here.
You mean if sweeping wasn't a big part of it?
Say all sweepers swept equal. Does Ben even have a job in curling right now? Probably not, right?
I mean, it's hard to say. I did play a mixed doubles Continental Cup with him, and it was hard. I just said don't be light, or don't be heavy, and don't be wide. And I made a lot of shots.
One thing that didn't happen when he played with your skip, Rachel, Ben did not make a lot of. He took the alpha roll and tried to throw the middle three. And I'm on a chat group with the boys, and I don't think I've ever been so entertained. I think he missed, I don't know, 7 or 8 in a row. Just bad rocks, maybe, all three of them.
Happens sometimes in mixed if you're not feeling it.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to leave a way in for them.
That was a good tolerance miss there.
Yeah, this is a great end right now for Newfoundland Labrador. I like the fact that Elaine is just going to go up and try to clean this up here. This spot falls a bit.
I know. That was not heavy.
Just, very
so
close. Close to the double peel, but still now an excellent opportunity. What do you like here? They can see a little bit of their yellow, but I don't know that they can see enough of it to tap it up. It's still early enough. You throw another guard?
I think at this point I'm with you. I don't think you can see enough of that yellow rock to do anything with it, or at least to hit it or tap it.
You might draw?
I think so. I think you could take that same, it would be her in turn, and come around that guard that's the tighter guard on the left. I think that would be a really good option at this point, but the guard's also good.
Just can't be deep here, right?
Yeah,
if you're going to throw the guard, you want it to be up on the Everest logo.
Yeah, even if you're really tight, you might make the yellow raise easier if you line it up.
Yeah.
No, it's not that far. It's not that far.
I want this to sit.
Oh, I think they probably don't. Oh, it's like the perfect freeze.
So there's that. If you're going to do that.
Yeah,
right?
That's a great result. Now the yellow is definitely not usable.
They're going with a straight peel here. I'd be tempted to maybe play the other turn, try the double peel.
Or you run it back onto those staggered rocks. Yeah, and try to clear that up a little bit.
This is obvious. This is one of your strengths. Probably you throw this shot as well as any woman in the world, I would say.
Well, thank you.
That's what you told me to say, right? That's what you, yeah.
Did you read it right?
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you mentioned this. No, but seriously, that is, there are very few players in the world, male or female. You do make a ton of run backs, a ton of like double this onto that. Your ability to throw the big weight, but you also have to, like everyone can throw it hard. That's how accurate it is at the other end, right? So.
Yeah. One day I'll learn how to draw, and then I'll complete the whole thing.
I hear on a certain network that you guys don't draw very well.
3.
Don't want to say who.
2. 2 is good. It's coming down. 2. Might need to finish. 2.5.
One thing I will say is if you and Rachel ever do learn to draw, you're going to be a tough team to beat.
Mm-hmm. It's the next step.
3 Canadian titles, 11 slam titles, and an Olympic appearance without knowing how to hit the rings is you guys are obviously, you can hit very well.
Yeah.
She's going to switch it out. She might even, she's got a, I don't know, in playing this double peel, 2 options. She could just make the double peel, or she could make the shot you just called as well. If it maybe overcurl the hair, disrupt these rocks up in front of the ring. So I like that she's stuck with the out turn here for Candace.
I like the call with this angle here, because if she sticks her shooter somewhere in there, she can run it in on the next one.
Might get caught in between here. Nope, spun it out.
Great
Opens
shot.
up the out turn. Very nice from Candace. And what do you do now if you are team Newfoundland Labrador? Just regard right on the R?
I think so. The thing that they'll have to have in the back of their minds is that yellow guard now is a potential run back for 3 points.
The rock that's out sort of
in the
probably half a rock M, maybe.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not an easy shot by any means, but you play the whole end thinking that you're going to steal, and then the other skip only has to make it once, and then all of a sudden you give up 3 points. So it's just something you have to think about. Even those hard shots, you don't want to leave those if you don't have to.
I like the guard here. You'd think maybe Saskatchewan will peel it, but I think on the next one, because of the point you just made, I think you have to draw in around, and actually it accomplishes 2 things. It takes away that angle raise, and you might steal 2.
Yeah, and what they're guarding like for her next shot, she doesn't really have to guard the stagger because they don't
There's
have
nothing
anything
there.
on it
There's
anyways.
literally nothing there. No.
Yeah. That's a great guard. She guarded the perfect spot. You can't get to the inside of the red one, and if you run it back into that stagger, you're leaving the guard there anyways.
Yeah, so yeah. What would you play here? Is it too early to play this angle raise? Would you ever take that on right now?
I think some people do. For what we've done in the past, we usually save it for the last shot, because if you miss it on the first shot, then you absolutely know you have nothing on the next.
Yeah, you're dead. Yeah.
Whereas if you play like a run back or another shot, a setup shot right now, then you always know that you'll have that on the last one. I think what we would be trying to run that red guard onto the stagger at the top of the house and just open that up.
Now, if you do, the one thing, and this might be more applicable to how hard you throw the stone, you have to watch if you do that stagger, you could actually disturb that angle raise. But the odds are, if you go into the yellow rock, even if you bump it out of the way, your shooter's going to be there for the angle on your next one. I would think, yeah.
It just might leave some more options. So it looks like she might be playing a finesse weight shot at this. Maybe tap up the yellow more into the open so she can use it on the next one and have the red spill out a little bit. Just
I like
based off
this
the
call.
ice.
It's pretty creative. What you can do here, and if I was any good with a telestrator, I would actually show them, but I'm not, so I won't. But you could sort of play almost like a heavy split. You're going to chip your yellow out into the hole. Your shooter should roll off of the red, and now you've got two shorter run backs, and they can only guard one of these two.
Yeah.
Wade looks close to what they need to make this shot. They're trying to carve it. I don't know if they have to carve it, though, Em. I think they want this yellow to come off of this red.
It's not bad. It's not exactly what she wanted. I think she might have wanted to more like nose it and have the red spill out and have her shooter stay closer to center, but that's not a bad option. Team Newfoundland should definitely try to sit first and second shot now so that the run back is way more difficult.
Yeah, I love the creativity there by Team Saskatchewan, but still this rock got there. It was drawn in this exact same spot. They know the ice, they know the weight. If they can, you could almost freeze your own stone here, and I don't know. It's probably a steal of two unless they make the run back to hold you to one.
Yeah.
And you know what? Leslie Ann loves it. We're going with the draw freeze here, Leslie Ann.
Mm-hmm. And if we're going to be really specific about it, even if you stay high side, so high side meaning on the left-hand side of that rock.
As we're looking at it ourselves, yeah.
Yeah, it would be that yellow run back would not be able to sit shot.
No, it absolutely stuffs it. You're guaranteed a steal.
Yeah. If you over curl a little bit, so more on the right side of that rock, then the run back.
Run doubles there.
Yeah, they would both go just based off the angle.
More important than getting to second right now.
If you hit it in the right spot, which is already a hard shot. Mm-hmm.
Throwing the lefty in turn here. Real chance for Jennifer Taylor, currently trailing 3-1 without the hammer. Line shot rock on the button. Opportunity here to draw in lie two and apply a ton of pressure to Team Saskatchewan. Needs to be full 8 foot to get in there for second shot.
3-4.
Definitely out to the broom. Line looks really good. I think they have to sweep it, Am. It's curling.
It looks like it's going.
Just a hair late.
You don't want
Now you can't open it up. Just do not open it up. You know what? Like, I think if they have two, to your point, like just judging weight, everything, two sweepers there, maybe they are able to drag it, because that throw was so. I thought they were at one point just playing the rub.
Yeah, it looked like they had lost it a little bit, but they definitely could have got that fully by. It's a good spot where it ended up. The yellow run back is still there for 3, but
yeah, it's expensive. If it's made and they don't have to stick it.
No, yeah, 2 is still great as well. I think it's worth trying. And if you don't make it, you're still up 1 with hammer. So
Yeah.
it's not a bad situation.
That was a really nice throw there by Jennifer. Again, they're a sweeper down tonight, so very tough. If they could have dragged that even another 3 feet, they'd lie 2, and this shot would still be there, but it'd only be there for 1. Now this one could really open up the game. They're not taking a lot of ice here, almost playing it to go dead straight based on where they have to hit it.
Yeah, I think that you could probably, depending on the weight they're throwing, you could probably back this up with your sweepers, meaning sweep it and make it fall out a little bit.
My out turn did that on its own.
Same.
Same season. Like the throw, aggressive
Looks
with
like
the weight in the handle, but it's got a curl. Wow,
It's
it's so
really
close.
close.
It's made it.
Oh my God.
What a shot. Unbelievable. You know what? I think that might be a tribute to yourself, Emma. That's the type of shot you would make, type of shot Rachel would make. Elaine Robson with the shot of the night. Angle raise, 4-3. We're going to head to the 4th end break here. When we come back, it'll be Saskatchewan 6, Newfoundland Labrador 1.
Before there was ice, there was our hallway at home. I was always the shy, quiet kid who loved math. But when I saw math come alive in the geometry of the game, I found my passion and my voice. It's a game of precision, a game of inches. It's the equation that now defines who I am.
One might say I was born to overcome challenges. 2 months premature, in and out of the hospital, and a heart condition. My parents call me their miracle baby. As with all survivors, I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now, and at only 12, I am already a 5-year veteran of this sport. I have my sights set on the Olympics. I will push hard to get there. The only size that matters in this sport is the size of your dreams.
Sweep! Sweep! Hurry! Hurry! Hard! Hurry! Hard! Hard! We should really be curling.
This ice is everything. It's where I come to feel close to her, to feel whole. This building helped raise me when my mother no longer could. When I step on the ice, she steps with me. My dad is my rock. We're a team now, like the four of us when we step on the ice. People say that this isn't a contact sport, but that's not true. It contacts you where you need it the most.
And we are back after the fourth end break here. Saskatchewan has a 6-1 lead over Team Newfoundland. So I imagine that they are going to be trying to play it a little more open, and Team Newfoundland here will be trying to play catch up and get a couple points back. So not unexpected, they are calling the Rock to be in the rings, top four here. Usually with a lead, you try to make sure you're in the rings. You don't want to put up a guard in most situations, just because it could be used against you.
It's a true story. Thank you for holding the fort down. Actually, it was really weird. I went up just to go say hi to Randy. A lot of the female fans thought I was Bradley Cooper, so I had to sign a few autographs. It was weird. I just went with it, obviously.
Yeah, well, who wouldn't?
Intern draw here for Noelle Thomas Kennel. Her first time here, but a very experienced fifth player at the Scotties and a silver medalist at the 2002 Canadian Junior Championship. You're a former, I believe, 2010 you won the Canadian Juniors?
Yes.
Decent player. Probably. Have you played since? Have you played much curling since?
Couple games here and there.
Couple games, yeah, mostly club. Nice weight there, didn't quite bury.
Yeah, really nice weight. I'm surprised they didn't take the opportunity to throw another guard, like put up a corner guard, and then they would have had two guards that they could use. But by going in the rings, not burying didn't help, but now their rock is being removed. So, all right, around again.
Yeah, it is interesting. Different strokes, different folks. We've seen a couple times this week where they've gone double corners. Some do the old school where you throw one on each side. Some are trying to stack them, and some teams just say, forget it, we're just going straight in. So,
yeah, I find it works sometimes. It's just when you're down, there is a free guard zone, and sometimes it's good to take advantage of that free guard zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially five rock rule, you get two opportunities.
You got him. Yeah, straight. Okay. Straight.
This is where I feel bad for the girls again. Only to have one in this situation, one sweeper is tough, but it hasn't affected this shot because it's pretty much again, this would be dead buried. Instead, it's half buried. I think Saskatchewan can still make a play on it. But even if I helped sweep that one, I think it would have been fully buried.
It is tough. A lot of the time when we're sweeping, where you're not going the whole time, because one person will sweep and then the other person will take their turn as well. There's only one of you. You're the only one, so you got to keep going. Looks like that one's going a little early.
Yeah, they're working hard. It's going to clip the top yellow.
That is good tolerance. Now there's no guard and the red rock is completely open. That's something Earl Morris taught us when we were in juniors. Make sure you miss the right way.
I thought Earl might be around here this week, but I forgot. He actually drove out to Alberta, stopped in Saskatchewan on the way to watch the trials, but he's out at John's place with John's wife, their 2 kids. They're going to spend the holidays there. Earl, just a great coach. Obviously, he coached you from a very young age all the way up to the Scotties.
Yeah, he was with us for a long. I think he was with us for all of juniors, and then he retired. But then he came back and coached us again. So,
and then he did some short time with Jennifer, and then obviously coached John a lot. So
yeah, he's always been involved, and I think that for a long time he wanted to retire.
Yes,
but he's so smart and he loves the game so much that he wants to be around it, and I think
he
it's
does.
amazing.
He's got an amazing passion for the game. He actually ended up coaching pre-COVID. He coached a team out of Switzerland, Breyer Hurleman and Team Stern, and they worked their way up for being out of the slams all the way into the slams by winning the Tier 2. They hired Earl. I believe they got up to about 7th in the world. They won a Spiel M that you'd play in a lot, the Portage Cash Spiel, which is basically the highest level curling event on tour next to a slam.
Yeah, they beat us in the final.
I didn't want to say that. I was trying to keep it on the down low. Catch the eye contact there, bro. Come on. But, I mean, again, that just speaks to how competitive event that was. They beat you. You're probably #1 ranked team in the world at the time. And that elevated them into the slams. But Earl, everywhere he goes, he turns straw into gold. So, except for his LA Dodgers this year. They lost to my Braves. He owes me a beer, but I owe him one from the year before. So we'll call it even.
You said have 2 beers.
Got the outturn come around here. Line looks good, just a matter of the weight. They're trying to carve it, make it finish. It's almost like a trough there, just going to that same spot. Won't quite bury, but they're missing a foot or 2. Pretty good shot by Andrea.
Yeah, they could come the other way. It looked like the other turn was getting some finish a couple ends ago. So it might be something that they could consider if they want to get under there.
Yeah, and again, I hate to give him credit, but that is something Randy pointed out in our earlier is that outside in, so it'd be a right-handed out turn. Even though it's the out turn, there's quite a bit of finish there versus the shot off the center line.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it a little earlier in the broadcast, but sometimes it's a little straighter on
like
the board side, like on an end sheet on the board side. So that can also impact it, and it's tough that was a little extra weight. It ran really straight. So it's not surprising the draws are running that straight when the hit was running that straight as well.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate miss. Candace just got caught a little bit, like you said, in the straight spot there. I like going out wide here for 2 reasons now. I think you can just dead bury one in there, but if you ever were just that touch wide, you might be able to make a little chip and roll here like Jacqueline Harrison did against you guys that one time in the slam, albeit with board weight. You don't have to comment on that. It's fine. Outturn draw here for Andrea Heffernan.
You definitely don't want to leave this one in a double position. So if it's not going to curl up, you want to take it around the other rocks so that they can't double them off.
Which I believe they just heard what you said, because that's what they're doing right now. They're trying to draw this one around their shot rock. And they'd love to bury it, but I think you jinxed them, man. I think it was on you.
I'll stop.
You told them what not to
time.
do, and they did it.
That spot is really not moving very much.
It's not. I think it's time for them to switch turns for sure.
even if you don't 100% know what the other turn's doing, you 100% know this turn is not curling. So it's
This double's made, I think. Yeah.
great shot.
Didn't quite kill it, killed it. Might have to bet a beer on that one, whether it's in or out, but I
think
don't
that
know. We'll
one's
get a
in.
chance to find out, right? What do you think here? You switch it up? I think you... No, you can't hit here. Do we ever ignore it? Every time. Every single time you ignore this, right?
Yeah, with the score the way it is, I think the draw is the call.
I understand they're thinking maybe we could bring that one, if it is a biter, back into play. I think it's too late in the end to do that. I'd really like to see them, because Andrea's left-handed, I'd love to see them play her in-turn here. We've seen how straight this is, lefty in, and again, you've got that little yellow one you can play the little chip off of as well.
Yeah, you sometimes just have to change the strategy up when the ice is a little bit straighter than you're used to. Every ice surface is a little bit different, every sheet's a little bit different, so some shots just aren't there on certain
absolutely
spots, and that's just the reality of curling. I think that's as buried as they've gotten it, and you can still see at least half.
Yeah, I would say, at best, that's half buried. Got a shout out here from Victor Schell, coach of Jennifer Jones. Victor, a decent player in his own right, a 2013 world champion, 2014 Olympic bronze medalist. I played with him a lot at the cricket club and club. I'm not going to say I carried him, but I did. No, I mean, his game didn't translate to Canadian club curling level. He was bad. He was a better international player.
Well, he was a really good international player. So
decent coach, great run. I'd like to congratulate Victor. Like one of the very few people you probably see that has actually played in the Olympics, and now he's coaching, but for a completely different country.
yeah,
We could say that about Wayne Madaw, except he never came close in the Olympic trials out of Canada, so he never played there. Hi, Dad. I like this throw here. This is a really nice touch.
yeah.
That's been a tough spot for them to throw draws in there, and she threw a nice little board plus. Great shot by Elaine. She's picked up her game for sure.
Yeah, that was a great shot. It wasn't easy to stick around there, and no problem.
So this is a final chance for Team Newfoundland Labrador to bury one in. If not, if they're unable to do so, she could be throwing against 4 on her last.
Yeah, it looks like they're tightening up the broom a little bit, trying to get it a little more buried.
Tightened it up. I know. The line is crazy. You just haven't been getting the finish. Like, plays the same.
So first shot here, 5th end. Skip Jennifer Taylor throwing her out turn draw here. Been a tricky spot, unable to bury it so far. Facing 3 counters from Saskatchewan. I think she's got to hammer this from the high side, try to carve it. I think it's worth it, even to bring it deep just to make sure it gets buried, right?
Yeah, back 8's okay. You just want to get it under cover.
Or in deep enough for shot rock. You know what, the line on that one, that's the best line I think they have. If she had 3-4 feet more weight, that would have been lost in there, but unfortunately she's 4th shot. And now, wow, a great chance here. Throw up one of those blockers we talk about, and
yeah, or where she's pointing there, just top 8, make it really hard to.
Still a blocker though on the top 8.
Well, I guess it's
blockers
still
are
a blocker,
multifunctional.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to learn the terminology. It's a draw blocker. While they're coming down. And before she throws this, I'm going to put you on the spot. Favorite Christmas movie? Talk to me. We're in the holiday season. It's coming up here.
Yeah, I am a big fan of a lot of Christmas movies. So I'm going to just name off a few here.
Okay, rhyme them off.
Yeah, so my favorite, like just before Christmas, I always watch this with my best friend, and it's been a tradition for years, is we watch the Home Alones.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just 1 and 2, we don't go past that. Even though the other ones are pretty good, I like just that it's the continuation of the story. And they just are so Christmassy to me, and very nostalgic. I love those ones. I also love Elf, as I think that's probably a
Really?
common fan favorite. I just think it's cute and happy. And then even there's some recent ones that are a little bit more offside, but Office Christmas Party, I laughed
So sad that
a lot, and I thought it was pretty well done, and
Yeah.
also Christmassy as well. So you get
Bit of everything there for
a
you.
little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I watched The Holiday on the weekends. That
Didn't
was
love
lovely.
it. You liked it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Ex-girlfriend of mine loved it. That's why I broke up with her.
So we could never work out.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, probably the best thing that's ever happened to her. But yeah, not a great movie. I just didn't waiting for something to happen.
Okay.
That the rock, they could have gone deeper, like you said. I love the line on that stone for a lane. Came up short, but still does a decent job of blocking the path. But fairly open hit here for one.
Yeah, the turn she's choosing is going to make it harder.
Yes, it is.
If she's a little bit wide, she's going to hit that guard that was just thrown, but could have still made the shot if the guard wasn't there, which is usually a sign that you should change up and play the other turn.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I don't know almost anyone that would be playing this turn. Hopefully she's down here now. She's going to see the situation. She might switch it up.
Yeah, I think
think they're
third
trying to
there was
talk
just
her into
saying
it.
maybe the other way, which
Oh, she's going to stick with this. Is like, seriously, to make this shot with this lefty in, this is tough. But
This
with
is
the
hard.
out-turn, she can make it blindfolded.
yeah, you'd have to throw a good amount of weight here to not over curl. Yeah.
Yes, I like it. Coach
Yeah.
loves it in the stand. She wanted to do the timeout. Leslie Ann was looking for the Everest timeout. Didn't need to call it, though. They switched up. We both like this call a lot better. Much easier shot, Em.
Yeah, the other shot was probably there, but you were flirting with ticking the guard on a made shot, whereas this side you have a bit more space.
This is out there. Hopefully her weight is soft enough, but it doesn't look like it. I'd almost sweep it just to kill second and stick.
She might.
So,
A deficit of 6.
steal of 1, end of 5. It's going to be a 7-1 lead for Saskatchewan. Just got a hair wide. Maybe threw it a little hard. Bit of both. Again, it can happen. You know Jen Shell very well.
Yeah,
Runs the Grand Slams.
yeah.
You want to talk about wide, you got to see this girl throwing out there. Love Jen. Runs some of the best curling events in the world. Married to a great curler. Her out turn, she yells 4 when she throws it. Not hurry or whoa, 4, like in golf.
I haven't seen it, but I hope to one day.
But because of her hair, when she slides out, she actually looks a lot like Jennifer Jones if you don't pay attention to the release. Everything else, very Jen-like. Both name Jen. They both slide. They're right-handed, long brunette hair, but that's where it stops. Where it stops. Although their kid might be a future Olympian because she is very interested in the game. She was actually born on Valentine's Day when Victor was in Korea coaching at the Olympics. So she's almost 4 years old now. She'll probably be there soon.
Yeah.
Maybe a
And
future
that's
player
when it
for you.
starts. That was my birthday. That's not was
you-
my birthday. That is my
Still
birthday.
your birthday? That you
It's
didn't
still my
change it up?
birthday.
That water you wanted's on the way. Randy's going to bring it.
Excellent.
that's good.
Just a little parched. So Saskatchewan decided to throw their rock through the house.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's tough. Like you think like I'll just throw a few rocks in the rings. I'll just go top 4. I'll put some pressure on. But sometimes those rocks can be used against you either by tapping them back or like to freeze on. So just getting them out of the way is a good option.
See, I absolutely like your point of view there. Like, I try to envision sometimes go back to old rules, which I don't know. Did you ever play a single curling shot before free guard zone yourself?
Not before free guard zone at all, but
3 rock.
3 rock came into play when I was younger, and then like 4 rock,
Yes.
5 rock, all.
So I played old rules. Like
I think 3 rock is when I started.
Yeah, I was, barely old enough, but I did play some old rule curling for 20 years. Sometimes when I'm in this situation, it's 7-1. You just pretend the free guard zone's not, because what would you have done in the past? You'd whip them through, and then you're just going to make, as long as you make your peels, the worst you could ever do is 3, and the other team has to make 8 curling shots, let alone if they set up a double peel so I don't know. Like, I agree with you. Sometimes your own stones can just get in the way. The most I would ever do is throw 1 rock in the rings here. But as soon as you throw 2, you could stagger, and right away you've created a situation for the other team. So
yeah, if you place your rocks perfectly, then they will help you. They don't come, or they won't hurt you. It's if you're a little bit heavy, or you're light and then heavy, or you just don't
a little
put them
bit off
proper.
on line.
Just not exactly where you want them to be. They can become a guard or something to freeze onto. But if you place them perfectly, they will always help you. It's just hard to do.
Captain Obvious call.
Yeah.
How about this? The M, this is probably my, 7th game I've called. First tick shot I've seen.
Wow.
This is our first attempted tick.
So this is a tough tick.
It is.
Looks like it was close, but just went
very
by.
close. I think I'd sweep that through the rings now if I was them, though.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering, it was probably better that they went by it, because had they ticked it, they would have just made 2 guards.
Created 2 corners, right?
Yeah. The tick's a great call for a lot of reasons in a lot of situations, but when you have hammer, you don't really want, or when you don't have hammer, you don't want to leave multiple guards up.
Yeah, I think if you're going to play the tick in that situation, if I'm not mistaken, when you throw it a little more aggressive with weight to make sure your shooter is gone.
Yeah, you try to get at least 1 rock completely out of there.
My intern is just showing up with Emma's water. Thank you, Mark.
Okay, hard then. Hard line. Keep going. Far as it'll go.
Oh, this is a nice draw coming in there. Another guard, but in a great spot, completely buried.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Even if they make the double peel here, you can throw another. That is so tight to the rings. It makes. Do you find the hardest shot, you don't ever have to throw it, but for your lead, maybe your second to throw, is that high guard just barely over the hog line?
Yeah, and everyone on the team has to throw them at some point, especially if you're trying to steal your setup to steal and you don't want to leave an easy double peel. And all the teams that we play against are so good at that now.
Yes.
You don't want to have the rocks grouped together, or they're both gone, so you're trying to put it just over the hog line, but you really have to flirt with it not getting over the hog line at all, and then it's useless.
Yeah,
so
100%.
It's not an easy shot to throw. It was something that you think, you're like, oh, it's just a guard.
Just
I can
lob
throw
it down,
a
no
guard.
problem.
Yeah, and then you're like, no, we actually have to practice this.
I was very close to the double peel. She actually just clipped the red. I think with this ice, they're going to throw another high one here. This would be very tight ice to try to draw around.
Yeah, that rock is splittable, so that's another
Ooh, it's T-line.
option.
They're tapping, little Terry Tapper.
Maybe a little tap, or if they
Little
come
tap,
around
tap,
now.
tap, tap.
Top 4. Lots of room.
Or we're drawing right around.
Yeah, it looks like a draw around.
Lots of room.
If that rock is still there by the end of the end, you can definitely get
They're really dying.
a split out.
You know what? They called T, and they've had good judging the whole night, so that one I think just died on them a hair, but
Yeah, that's unfortunate where that ended up because it's,
Yeah, it ended up in a terrible spot, but a better throw.
yeah, it looked like it was going to be really good coming in there, and then it just died and stopped in a easier double position than it looked like it was going to be.
I like the weight. Candace can chuck this one down here. Just over curl the hair. Their rock doesn't, it's a center guard, but it doesn't end up in a horrible spot. Red lies one. Now a chance to draw around this corner, though.
Yeah, I think if they're a little heavy here and they end up freezing on that back yellow, that's another good option too.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Want to do it now? That's fine. Yep.
Thinking of killing it right now.
I can't hear you. It's fine, draw. Draw. Behind. Top 8.
For now, they're going to ignore that, exercise some patience. It's third, first rock, so there's still some time to get at that back yellow.
So you have to be careful because that red that's already in the rings right now is wide open with a good amount of room. So if
It's in
you're
a spot. Any double can be made, right?
that's it. That's a double spot. So you either want it to be fairly even with that top rock, or you want to bring it right back to the back yellow, just so it's impossible to make a double.
I like the audible here. Great call by the skip. She said, hard if you need backing. They're going to try to sweep it back, tap this yellow. It's going to over curl the hair.
First one, the release was lazy.
But still shot rock.
Sideways. I couldn't hear what you guys were saying.
This one here,
What she was saying.
again, you just said the spot it's in, it's almost in that automatic double spot where, yeah, they could stop, they could roll buried, but she can almost flash this, and it's going to come into that collection at the back, right?
Yeah, it's good that they called to just bring it straight to the back, that last rock, and make it so that the double is way harder. Here it looks like they are going to get a nice roll.
Really, really nice. And Candace is so good. She doesn't even watch her roll. She knows it's good. She just goes back. She's got the crotch Rita Rama style. Only difference is she makes hit, in-turn hit, and rolls. That's the difference. That's the difference. Right, Reed? If you're listening, buddy, love you. Thanks for bringing me as your fifth the Olympic trials. What? That hurt me a bit. Open hit here, but they have to be careful. Jam possibilities at the back.
Yeah, if you make the shot well, you can be set up pretty nice.
This one got going a bit early, caught some early curl. Just squeaks the guard. Great shot. That's a good shot. That was not easy to navigate. I thought when she let it go, she might have wrecked on the guard, but they were able to hold it. And by they, their one sweeper, Noel, held on to it. It's third shot, but it's something that Team Saskatchewan now has to make a play on. And if they're unable, Emma, to make the roll here, you're lying one. You can whip one around that corner guard, and you get a great chance to score 3, get back in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great opportunity. This roll is very important. Even if you roll a little bit too far and you're not under the guard, but you're sitting shot, at least you're kind of grouping the rocks together, and you might have a double on the next one.
This is a shot. If you were throwing it or Rachel was throwing it, you're going to go aggressive at the roll here because you know if you just sit there, you're just giving up the automatic loop around, right?
Yeah. You want to make sure you make that rock go away first and foremost, but a roll on the inside is good.
Hitting it is nice. Baby steps. That's a very good shot if that got in there. I don't know if it got there for shot though.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, like
These camera angles don't tell the whole story.
I'm not gonna lie, like I've had one glass of wine, but it looks like I've had 14 when I look at our overhead camera here. I can even ask the crowd to look up. Does anyone know? We're doing a survey. Red or yellow? Red or yellow?
It's really blurry.
Yeah, so half the crowd says red, half the crowd says yellow. That being said, I think half the crowd's been drinking red, half of them been drinking white. Wine, that is. I think obviously Newfoundland Labrador believes it's yellow because they're making a play on it.
if it's anywhere close, you would want to make sure, and it looks like they have some space where they can come in and throw just through the house weight, tap it out, and try to roll under the cover.
This is that spot, Emma. We've got the sideboards in play. We've almost seen a couple go out of play here due to the fall. Very straight spot. Got to be very sensitive with the weight here, I think, to pick up some curl.
Yeah, this is another one like you mentioned where you want to throw almost just a little heavy draw instead of trying to think of it as a hit.
So first shot here for Jennifer Taylor, throwing skip rocks tonight for Newfoundland Labrador, trailing 7-1. But an opportunity potentially in this end. They're trying to carve this one over. I love her weights.
It's down.
They're trying real hard to curve. Wow. This is a great scrub here.
Oh, what a great shot.
Little shout out to Noelle on the sweep. Little Joanne Courtney there, maybe. I think she was able to carry that, carve it. Great shot by Jennifer. Now they lie 2. And all of a sudden, even though you're up 7-1, chance potentially drop a 3 ball.
Yeah, that was an amazing shot. And the fact that it didn't tap it all the way out is not
Even
hurting
better.
them at all. It's almost
Even better.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's impossible to remove that red
That's a
one.
great
That's
point.
top 8. So it just shows that the weight control on those taps is the most important thing. If she had thrown more weight and actually killed the rock out, she probably wouldn't have rolled under cover like that. So
See, that's something Randy never would have picked up on. So thank you for being here, Em, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, Randy.
This is a big shot here. Otherwise, the game is a lot closer than it was.
Probably a straight draw here, Em.
Yeah, she can go freeze on that top red, or if it's running a little heavy, she can actually come right to the backing.
Sweeping for line early here. I think she has plenty of weights. She might do a little Charlie chip off here.
Charlie chip off.
You know that guy, Charlie?
It's,
Chance for 3.
yeah, not bad where it ended up. It's not an automatic hit, but
No,
you
that
can
was
jam it.
that was a very nice throw by Elaine. Literally foot heavy.
Yeah, or just a little tight, and then they had
They
to
swept.
sweep it. Yeah.
Back line.
See, that's where I could have helped them, because when they're yelling sweeping, my sweeping is not going to affect anything, and that probably would have been a perfect freeze, right? So that's where it was effective. If I had someone in the house who was calling line improperly, I'm the guy you want sweeping that rock. We should play mixed doubles. We really should.
It would be definitely good
Gotta
entertainment.
get a little bit to the inside.
Yeah, I think I could make the other team laugh enough to maybe gain us a 1.5 per game. You're going to have to make some shots. Let's not make any,
Yeah, well,
you're going to have to bring your bat. But did you win when you played with Ben?
we are 1-1.
Yeah, so if you won a game with Ben, I like our chances. Right, Benny, Big Cat? Talk to me. Come at me, Ben. So an open shot in terms of she can see it all, but by no means an easy shot. So much clutter at the back of the rings. Obviously, she has to cross the face here. But I would say she's looking to hit, at best, 3/4 of a rock, Emma, maybe even less to sneak it by this garbage at the back of the rings.
Yeah, she can also throw just a little more weight than her last shot. You just want to throw hack is good. You don't have to throw too much. And that way you get a good amount of curl and you stick your shooter.
I like the throw here. I think this is very close. Might have to carve it a bit. Keep going. Oh, it's going to be close. Get that out.
Okay.
Did they get 2 or just the 1? Guessing 1. That was a really close throw. If they could have got on it sooner and carved it.
Yeah, that's
Three
too bad.
ball.
It looks like a good throw.
Rocks got kicked off quick, so I'm not sure what.
What was it? What was it?
1 red, so a great attempt there by Jennifer, but unfortunately a miss. Saskatchewan leads Newfoundland and Labrador 7-2. They're deciding what to do here. Just gonna whisper this, ladies, the hospitality room's open. Just gonna say it. Do it. 1 time. Come on. Just so you know, Em, you don't get paid by the hour, so. That was an excellent attempt by Jennifer. Literally, I think if they had the ability to carve it more, that was maybe a made shot. It was 1.
1 red. We're also extraordinarily tight on time. Center.
So they're gonna play another end here.
Sometimes it just helps to make a few more. You know that it's going to be hard to win the game, but you just want to throw a few good rocks, make a few nice shots to get you ready for the next game.
Yeah, you don't think you know a guy who knows what it's like to be down 7-2? Come on. I can read the book on this. They actually played a fantastic end there. And again, Jennifer had a very, very difficult shot, almost pulled it off. And again, playing with 3, shorthanded. Back in the day, you could do it. It's a bunch of open hits, whatever. This now, the game today is so precise with the directional sweeping, and it would have really helped there, in my opinion, to have somebody be able to carve it over. But anyway, an excellent attempt. But right now, Saskatchewan has the game well in hand. I think there's another tick shot, maybe.
Yeah, looks like it. On it early.
Gonna switch the call. We're gonna go Ricky wrong side here.
It looks like it's just a little light. It looks like
Yeah.
a pretty close for line. It's not a bad result.
You know what? It did tick it off the center line.
It did. It did.
Yep.
Have you ever, like, obviously you don't play lead very often. Have you ever had to play the tick shot in competition?
In mixed doubles, I have. That's the only time, though.
Yeah.
Line's good.
Not only center line, but corner ticks as well.
Yeah, I like that option where they move the rocks over to the side. But those ones, quite often, with the corner one, you're chipping it into the rings.
Yeah, but it's your own rock when you're playing it, so it's okay.
Yeah, you can get more aggressive with that. Good setup here for Newfoundland and Labrador this end. They got 2 centers. Even the yellow one's just guarding a piece of the 4. They're going to abandon the tick here, and Elaine is going to have Sherry play the come around.
Just beat them in. If this is well-placed rock, it's really hard to get one in like the button area in a scary position.
So we know Rachel's playing. Is Joanne playing mixed doubles with Darren? They played in the bubble, but are they mixed doubles partners?
I'm unsure right now. I think it's tough because we now have to go to that qualifier to get into provincials. So it makes our timeline for the next few weeks a little bit different than
When's your actual provincial if you qualify?
Early January if we get in.
Before the slam, after the slam?
Before.
Okay.
I think I can get through the hole.
So is there room? Please tell me that your provincials does not overlap with the mixed doubles Olympic trials.
No, it doesn't overlap, but it is
Within a day or 2.
It's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything on the Olympic years, all the timelines get a little bit shifted because the Olympics is such a long event that takes up
Yes, it does, yeah.
that takes up time that other events would normally be running. So everything shifts to not overlap with that, but then it becomes very crammed.
Yeah.
Exciting crammed, but crammed.
So Joe might play. What about Sarah does not play mixed
Sarah's
doubles?
not playing.
Tell her to call me. I can play.
All right. I think that she did play with Brad and Brad Thiessen in a couple events, but
She can do better. It's a front ender. Come on, Sarah. Call me.
I'll let her know.
Yeah. Thiessen. Like, seriously? No, he's a beauty. Do you think he works out at all? Wow. Guy's jacked.
He's one of the best sweepers.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met.
He's a super nice guy. This looks like a nice shot.
Really nice. She likes to rub the ice when she's done throwing. I should start doing that for good luck, maybe. Sort of, it's Melicia's trademark, I would say.
It's
Early in the
something you
game, I thought a
see.
rock picked, but it turns out she just sort of gives a little rub for good luck, I think.
Maybe she's just making sure she's not leaving any footprints or anything.
Yeah, some other curlers I played against should maybe pay attention to that. Shot here for Andrea Heffernan. Tight little hole to try to squeeze through here. They like the weight. They don't love the line.
Yeah, this is that straight spot we saw a lot
Yeah.
a few ends ago. A lot of center guards, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of guards, but if the end was to end right now, you'd want, if you're red, move the rings up 10 to 12 feet. You'd be in a better situation.
And if they can get one under there, it's going to be in there for a while.
Yeah, she's going to be lost.
Yeah.
This is also what Mark was saying. Last couple ends coming this way. Gonna fall harder.
Final stone here for Melicia in the 7th end. 7-2 lead. Love to wrap this around the 3 reds. Line's looking excellent.
Really good. Looks like it's dying a little bit. Oh, really close, though.
Wow, what a shot. Excellent shot. Front of the tee. Lying 2. Goal right now for, I would say, for Saskatchewan for the most part. They don't have to score. They just have to, I would say, hold.
It's just top 12.
They'd easily just quit the end and give up a steal right now. They wouldn't even care, like, right?
Yeah, if we were in this situation with the score the way it is, you'd,
Do you want a time?
even if you give up a 2 steal, you're still in a
feeling
great
pretty
situation going into the last end. So they are probably feeling pretty good about where they're at right now. They just have to make sure they don't give up a big steal.
So again, I'm going to ask you a question that we've had on the questionnaire, player buyouts. Favorite curler? I know it'd be obvious to say me, so you have to, someone not named Peter Stesky. Who is your favorite curler? Like growing up, like who did you sort of idolize?
I watched, being from Ontario, was a big fan of Team Glenn Howard. And
Ooh, just missed that run back.
that was really close. So watching, like, my whole childhood was watching them and Martin play against each other.
Don't say Craig Saville. Please don't say Craig Saville.
Well, it's different now because we know them all very well. But I loved watching them.
Yeah, they were a great team. Like, Kevin seemed to always get the better of them, but what people don't realize is one game changed curling history. If Glenn had beat Kevin in that Olympic trials in 2009, he wins the gold medal probably. Mm-hmm. So now he's got a gold to Kevin's silver. They both have 4 Briars. Difference is Glenn has 4 world championships. Kevin only has 2. Kevin has more slams, but it literally almost determined who has the best resume in curling history. But with the result of that game, it's not close. Kevin has it, but what a great team that Howard team was.
Yeah, and at that point in time, it was almost whoever won that trials was winning the gold medal.
Different this time. Different that
it's those world teams are tough.
You went undefeated in the world championship. I think one of 2 teams to do it when you won your world title in 2017. Mm-hmm. But now, I don't care if you won the trials, Carrie Anderson, Jennifer Jones, Tracy Fleury, you've got to play your butts off to get a playoff spot and try to fight for a medal. Like, the international women's game is insane.
And even the men's game, it's just, they're putting so much time into it. And these teams are Mowat, Adine, even DeCruz, like the Russian team at the Worlds last year. Like, all these teams are so good, and it's going to be tough.
Oh, it's going to be tough on both Canadian teams, where it's funny. not your Olympics because it had changed enough by then, but in 2014, Jennifer was a lot of pressure on her to win because she was supposed to win. And the same with, and even though a lot of people would have said we shouldn't have sent Jacob, which was ridiculous because they just won the Brier in 2013, but they started 0-2 or 1-2, so everyone hated it. But they were supposed to win for fun. Now, like, you lose to Mowat in the final. Wow, it's no upset. Or Hasselborg, Tiranzoni, the Japanese team, I think it's Fujisawa, the Koreans, the Russians. It's crazy. Like, and you know what? It makes the sport a better sport because it gets so many more countries involved. But for the Canadian curling fan who's just casual, just sitting at home, they don't realize it's not our sport anymore. We're still by far the best country. Like, if we sent our 5th best team against any other country's 5th best team, we don't finish the game. Like, it's not close. But if you're just sending one from each, it's dicey. It's very dicey.
It is definitely different than it used.
Yeah.
It's different than it used to be, but like you said, it's great for the sport. It just, I think the mindset needs to be changed a little bit. Like,
as a curling fan,
if
100%.
you actually go in there and win, that's an amazing accomplishment.
It's an unbelievable accomplishment.
Expected. It shouldn't be an expectation like, well, good, they should have done that. And now is, wow, that is amazing, which it should always have been, but even more so now.
But it used to be a relief that you won, where now you should be jacked.
Yeah.
And so should any curling fan, because the rest of the world, they're catching up. No, they've caught up. They're there. It is on. Like, I can't wait to watch it, actually, because I don't watch, like, I'll get these texts when I'm at home. Hey, would you have played that shot? I'm like, I'm out at my butcher shop. I don't watch that much curling because I'm involved with it so much. I like to take a break. But I'm very interested, and more so in the women's. I think the women's Olympics is going to be insane.
Yeah. Even just seeing the teams that are at the Grand Slam events, it's over 50% international teams now, whereas it never used to be like that.
Nope.
Those teams are...
We've had 2 slams, 16 teams, 11 of them in both the slams are international teams.
Yeah.
Where it used to always be at a minimum 8 Canadian teams, but I would say in 2014 it was probably, 10, 11 Canadian teams. Thank God back then Russian Kate was allowed to come over. I had to end it with her. That was a visa situation. So.
Tough for you.
No, for her.
Sorry.
For her, yeah.
That's okay.
Get it right.
Just misspoke.
Come on. Wow. Saskatchewan in a pretty good spot here. 7-2, lying 2. I don't even know if there's a way-in, in-turn or out-turn. If there is, she's definitely, Elaine's going to try to take it away here.
If she's light here and just plugs the hole, it's going to be tough.
That was probably my strength when I skipped. I could always throw a guard to plug the hole because I couldn't make a precise shot, but you give me a wide target to fill, I'm pretty good at that. She got a little greedy there, a little greedy lobbing in the rings.
Good.
That's an excellent shot because there is, even though there's still a hole there, there is no access to the forefoot.
No, this is going to... They have a nose tap on that guard that they're looking at right now to try to tap it into the forefoot.
Yeah. There's not even a raise. Like, you throw the rock as hard as anyone I know. I don't think you could make the raised triple stay. I think you have to, and what I do probably, this is, you know what, I like to teach. I like to give the kids a little something. If you're playing this tap, if you play it with the out turn, it will actually take the in turn and curl away from the buried situation. If you're going to play this tap, you want to play with the in turn off the center because then it will curl with the out turn around those guards. So that's your tip. I know you did not know that, Emma. So that's a little teaching point you can bring to your team for that provincial qualifier. Let Rach know.
Okay, I'll
text her.
Situation.
I'll text her and let her know. They're going to go with the opposite of what I said, which will still work. Main thing here, like, I don't know. If you're playing your best, you're going to make this one sort of 1 in 10. Like this is an
This is a hard
extremely
shot.
difficult shot.
Yeah. To play a perfect tap on a rock that's in the rings isn't super easy, but a high guard like that is even harder.
Could be the final shot of the game here for Jennifer Taylor. It's pretty close. Wow, if the weight's good. If the weight's good. That is a gross curling shot. Little applause, everyone. Come on. Come on, everybody.
That was a very hard shot.
So we're giving away these Everest blankets for the shot of the game, although this game we didn't announce it ahead of time. But that right there,
Yeah.
just so you know, because you came in to commentate tonight, you're getting the Everest blanket, so you've just stolen it from Jennifer.
Oh,
so
no.
We'll keep that on down low. She's not listening. She's playing, so it's okay. What a curling shot. Now, as jacked as I am for that shot, hopefully it doesn't mean we're playing the eighth.
What?
You know? No, but for the kids that are at home watching, they should go to bed, right? So that's all I'm thinking about is those kids.
It is a school night for sure.
It is a school night. It's 9:30. You know what? She's already made one of these. Elaine made a huge angle run back for 3 in the fourth. An opportunity to follow it up here. 7-2 lead. She can just kill that red rock, guaranteed a score of 3.
Similar, it's same turn as her other one. Just
Yeah,
going the
she's
other direction.
Definitely proves she can make it. It's the final rock here of the 7th end. Opportunity to finish the game off here for sure. Unable to make it. It's a steal of 1. 4 down with the hammer. Without the hammer.
Without the hammer, yeah.
Yeah, without. Have you ever had, like, I don't know, you used to be sponsored by a Pinty's Chicken. Have you ever had shake and bake? Because that's what you need to do right now.
It's definitely tough to steal 4, but it has been done.
Yeah, most of your steals of 4 are going to happen when the other team is, say, down 3. They're gambling hard. They're trying to catch up. I would say the odds of stealing 4 when you're up 4,
Do you need help?
1 in 1,000. If they play this at 1,000 times, is there still a 4?
It is coming down.
Maybe not 1 in 1,000, but it's very rare.
Yeah, it might be better now. 1 in 90.
You have to hope for a few misses for sure.
1 in 90, 100.
You gotta be here.
But you know what? What's a downtime? Like, or downside? You play this end, get some more TV time. We get to listen to you a little longer.
Like I said earlier, you're getting ready for your next game too, so you want to end on a few made shots. So
But that being said, Jennifer could have just left. Like, you know, the mic drop. Like, I don't know if you watch my Seinfeld, but George Costanza in the one episode would tell a story. He gets a laugh, he leaves on a high point. That tap she just made to the forefoot.
That was amazing.
Yeah, pretty good time to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have just dropped my broom, said, see you later.
That's as good as it gets.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's a great come around there by Sherry.
Really nice. Fully buried.
We got Dave Mathers back for 2 draws tomorrow. Gonna have Randy for our first game, but Dave's gonna do He's good friends with Adam Spencer, and Adam's on our live stream tomorrow at 4:30, so our 4 o'clock. Dave wants to stick around and do that one. He did a good job last night, but you know the Kraviasik family very well. You used to play with Ali. You had Cheryl as your 5th. So obviously, you know Lynn. Lynn was actually a junior teammate of yours, correct?
Yeah, we play with all of them.
We talked about it openly last night. Is Dave overachieving, and is he at risk of losing Lynn due to COVID postponing their wedding?
They've been together for so long now.
No, but well, eventually she could realize she could do better.
When they got together when I played with her in juniors, so it's been a very long time. I think that I think he's all right. I think that
he's good. He's
they're
locked
good.
it down.
Yeah, I think they're all right.
Little jam there from Saskatchewan, but it's okay. I mean, there's one center. The rock they jammed is in the open. They have access to it. They're going to play the intern draw here with Noel. Are you going to that wedding? Is invites been out yet?
No, I don't
thank
think.
God you said that, because I didn't get one and I was going to be very hurt.
I don't know if invites are out. I don't think I'm going to that one.
Why? I'll MC it. I'll bring you as my date. I get along with her husband well. He wouldn't care. I mean, seriously. What's he up to? Like, you're busy. You're on the road a ton. You got a few dogs? How many dogs do you have nowadays? Talk to me.
2.
2. So he's doing a lot of dog sitting for sure.
Yeah.
Did he come to the trials?
No, he was going to come. He actually sprained his ankle right after I left to go out there.
Wow.
So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for him.
It sounds like it. Walking the dogs, the guy sprains his ankle. Unbelievable.
No, he sprained his ankle playing soccer.
That's not the story I'm going to tell tomorrow.
He got slide tackled.
Slide tackled by your dog. You had, what was the one breed of your dog? Just a beauty, the Bernese. You had a Bernese mountain dog.
Yeah. So she's an Appenzeller. She is the same family as a Bernese mountain dog.
Yeah.
And she's a bit smaller than.
How old?
She's 6. She is awesome. She's funny.
And your other dog?
She's an Aussie Shepherd mix, and the mix is like a little smaller than an Aussie Shepherd, so she's only 40 pounds, whereas I think an Aussie would be a little bigger than that. And they get along
drink more
great.
in Australia, that's why.
Yeah, just go. So she's they get along great, and I really like that they keep each other company. I like having 2 dogs. I think they're never alone.
Yes. I mean, it's unfortunate that your husband can't walk without spraining his ankle, but whatever. Outturn double here for Militia. Could almost end the game, essentially, from a math standpoint.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you at least make one go away.
Oh, nice double.
Really
Very nice.
shot.
You know, that's a great shot to end on, too. She can carry that into their game tomorrow. Real tough now. You got 4 rocks left. All 4 of them have to count.
Just T-line.
Yeah.
At least you have staggered guard situation, so you'll get to throw, if you make 2 good ones, you get to throw 2 more shots.
Yeah. It's going to be tough to steal. I mean, at any time it's tough to steal 4. It's tough to take 4 even if you have hammer.
Lots of room.
I think you try to get 4 in and pull the fire alarm is your best bet.
Whoa, if you can.
That's happened when I've...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there, too.
Still got room.
You were on the ice, fire alarm gone?
Yeah.
Wait only. Finish little. Great weight. Noel.
So here is a shot for Candace. Mostly open hit, opportunity to end this game. Outturn hit, the sweepers are working it. really scrubbing it, and a great
Wow,
shot.
great sweep.
I think that is the end of our game. We're going to make the final. Saskatchewan 7, Newfoundland Labrador 3. Saskatchewan moves to 2-2. 1-3 record for the team from Newfoundland Labrador. We played shorthanded tonight. Thank you, Emma, for joining me tonight. I wish you all of the best in the playdowns. I think it's awesome that the number 6 ranked team in the world gets to play in a playdown to get to the provincials. And hopefully I'll be cheering hard for you at the provincials and at the Scotties when you get there.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. And it's nice watching great curling.
Okay, tell your husband, learn how to walk a dog, bro.